in the morning.
Hey, it's Kelly Raspberry with your Showbiz Top 5. It's Tuesday, April the 13th. Now, the National Enquirer is reporting some big, shocking news about Oprah. The day that tell-all book by Kitty Kelly hits the store shelves, the National Enquirer is reporting that Gayle King is actually moving in with Oprah because Gayle is her soulmate, and she's been living a lie with Stedman, and she's kicked him to the curb. A source says that Oprah's been wanting to do this for a long time, but she was afraid the fans would react negatively to this relationship, and that she's now in a place where she feels like if she doesn't live her life to the fullest, then what's the point? Now, forgive me for the future Showbiz Top 5 stories. I am on a sugar high, and my tongue is flipping around. I've had too much birthday cake and goodies this morning. All right, things are not looking good for the Footloose remake. First, they had Zac Efron as the guy they wanted to hire for the lead role of Ren. Well, he said no, didn't want to do that because he was afraid he'd be typecast after all those High School Musical movies. And so they brought in Chase Crawford, who happily took over the role and then immediately started taking dance lessons because he didn't know how to dance a lick. But you can teach anybody how to dance, right? Apparently not. Chase is now pulled out of Footloose. Of course, his PR people are saying it's because he's too busy filming Gossip Girl to do a big-time movie. Whatever. We know good and well Chase Crawford cannot dance, and that is the only reason he will not be doing this movie. Now, Paramount Pictures is stuck trying to find a new lead for Ren, and now they're thinking they're just going to do a nationwide casting call and just pick a completely unknown person for the part. Now, Ronnie and Sammy, they are officially back together. They were together on season 1 of Jersey Shore, and then something went terribly wrong while they were on break, and they broke up. And then right before they started filming season 2, Ronnie was telling everybody he was going to sleep with anything that moved, basically, during season 2. Well, of course, once Sammy and Ronnie laid eyes on each other, they realized they were back in love, and things are not always so smooth, especially in reality television. So they have been fighting quite a bit. In fact, this week, they were at a nightclub, one of the few in Miami that's allowed these, the cast members in, and they had a huge fight, and Sammy went stomping off in a huff, so hopefully they can work things out. Rihanna threw a party for her best friend Melissa last night in L.A., one of these huge mansions in the Hollywood Hills they can rent out for parties and things like that. Apparently some L.A. gang members tried to crash the party, and of course they were denied entrance. They didn't want no gang members hanging out, doing all gangy stuff. So anyway, a big fight broke out. Cops were called, but I guess the bad guys left before they got there because no arrests and no injuries were reported. And then finally, Bret Michaels. You may or may not be watching him on Celebrity Apprentice. He's sort of a bumbling, lovable rock star on that show. But anyway, he is really of the, this whole line of thinking that the show must go on no matter what. So he had a performance Sunday night at SeaWorld in San Antonio in the amphitheater there, and he was in terrible pain all day. He thought he was battling a bad case of stomach flu, but he was going to fight through it and do the show anyway. Finally, it just got to be too much for him. He was rushed to the hospital where doctors said he actually was suffering from acute appendicitis. They had to do an emergency appendectomy on him at 1 o'clock in the morning. So Bret Michaels still in the hospital in San Antonio, recovering nicely, we hear. Unfortunately, the shows scheduled for the month of April have been canceled, but they will be rescheduled because he is a man of his word, and he's going to honor those tickets for the fans that truly love Bret Michaels. And there are a lot of them out there, so we send him our best wishes. And that's your Showbiz Top 5 for Tuesday.